Michelle with Pink and Maine. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm super excited. We're going to be making some gorgeous spring Easter themed cards with our mice spring set, and most of the cards are going to be like some Funfold or interactive cards. So let's go ahead and let's get started. I've got my ink machine turned on in the back, and I'm just going to turn it to number 3. You can use 2 or 3 with our foilables and our cheer foil. I'm going to be using gorgeous ombre pastel cheer foil for this card. It's beautiful spring colors. Let's see what we've got. We're going to do our foiling first, and then we'll start to put our card together. So I've got all my parts and pieces ready to go. So I've got these cute little bunnies from our Easter Candies foilable panels. I want to go ahead and take our foil dusting brush and just lightly dust off these foilable panels just to make sure there's no dust or dog hair, cat hair, debris, anything like that that they might pick up on them. I've got my transfer folder that comes with our ink machine. We also sell them separately. And I'm going to put the foilables inside the transfer folder. I believe I can do them both at the same time. And then we're going to take our foil and put it pretty side up on top of those panels. Okay? This has a little cut there at the bottom. I just want to peel that off. I don't want that to get caught in my machine. I'm going to flip it over to the back so I can make sure that these panels are not overlapping each other. If they were to overlap, they wouldn't foil correctly. And then I'm also going to make sure they both are covered by the foil. And then we can slide them through the ink machine. We put it in the middle, very straight and even. And I just support it here with my hand at the end so it goes in nice and straight. And this bottom panel won't move at all. You can put it upside down or flip it over the other way so you're looking at the foil. The machine has heated rollers inside, so both sides of the project are going to get heat applied to it. There we go. It just takes a few seconds to run through the machine. Now I'm going to pull both of these and the foil out of the transfer folder. But we want to wait till they are cool to the touch before we do our peel and reveal. That's the fun part of foiling, is the peel and reveal. It's my favorite part, actually, where you see the beautiful thing that you've created. So now that it's cool, we just peel that away. Oh, look at that. And we'll do that for the bottom piece as well. And we have our gorgeous foiled bunnies in those beautiful pastel colors. You can also save this piece of foil because it's got those little bunnies in it, and you can foil it onto a solid toner sheet and get that design on it. So we're not going to do that right now this time, but I do have lots of videos where I show you how to foil the negative pattern of your foil. So now we're going to start to put our card together, and as I mentioned, we're going to make some Funfold or interactive cards. So for this one, you're going to need an A2 top folding card. And what I've done is I've just cut it in half. So it's 5.5 when it's full, and you're just going to cut that panel in half. So see, we just have half of the front there. Okay? I've got 2 panels to decorate. The back is usually the inside of the card. It's going to go right in there. I've got a scallop rectangle cut with our Riverwalk cardstock. And then I've got this beautiful pink with white polka dots. This is from our Warm Basics paper pad. Lots of warm colors, pinks, yellows, purples. So let's adhere these inside the card. So here's our card so far. We're actually going to turn it to where this flap will open down towards us. And I've got a piece of our dress shop cardstock to go across the bottom. And now we're going to adhere one of those foiled panels that we did with the bunnies right onto that pink cardstock. And here's our card so far. I love that little foiled panel. It opens up like that to show our polka dots. So here's the little fun part about this card. We have a second card that we're going to attach to the first. So this is another top folding card. I started with an A2 size, but I cut 1 inch off the side and 1 inch off the bottom. So it's actually an inch smaller than my original card, and we're going to glue it to the inside on top of these polka dots, so where it opens up like this and then this opens up like that. So let's open up our main card base and let's glue our second card down to the inside of it. So we're going to glue it right inside the center of this polka dot sheet, just like so, and it's going to open the opposite way of this card. You see this one opens up that way and that one closes down. And now we're going to decorate the front of our smaller card. You can also decorate the inside panel down here. You can decorate inside the smaller card. We're just going to decorate the outside. I've cut a smaller scalloped rectangle from our Street Light yellow cardstock. Just like so. And then I've got a piece of that dress shop pink cardstock cut to fit right within those scallops. But first I'm going to decorate this piece because I want to add some ribbon to it. So I'm going to add our second little foiled panel right on top of that pink piece I cut. And I didn't make it go all the way to the bottom on purpose. I'm going to cover that up anyway. I've got a piece of that Riverwalk, that beautiful turquoise cardstock that's going to fit across the bottom here, like so. I'm going to put that across the bottom. And that ombre pastel cheer foil that we used has all of these colors in the foil. It has the pink, it has the turquoise, it has the yellow. So all of these colors go great together. So now we're going to add some yellow ribbon. Look, it was just in my stash, but it matches our street light cardstock perfectly. I thought, oh gosh, I've got to use it. So I've cut a little strip to go just across this panel, and I'm going to fold the back ends over the panel to the back to adhere it. And to do that, I like to use a little tape runner, like dry adhesive. It just sticks immediately and then holds on enough until we can glue that panel down. So I've got the adhesive on the back of the ends here. So the front will be loose and open. But I just fold those around the back and adhere them down. Now we're ready to glue this panel to the front of that smaller card. So there is our little smaller card. Like that. We've got the polka dots going around it. Can close this foiled panel down here. And here's what the card looks like so far. So cute. And it just has that extra, just adds that little extra, you know, extra flap. Just a fun, interactive, Funfold card. Super simple and easy to do. Now we're going to add our little mouse from our mice spring set, and this one's peeking out of an Easter basket with some eggs and a pretty pink bow. And I'm going to get some of our foam tape from our giant foam tape roll. Our foam tape comes with 108 feet of foam tape on it, so it's going to last you a good long time. Just cut off a bit there. I'm going to cut it into a few pieces I can use. I love that the release paper comes off of our foam tape so easily. I've definitely used some before that the tape just was so difficult to get off. Just added our little mouse there. I've got my little Happy Easter sentiment that I'm going to glue down on the bottom corner. And I just cut that out a little strip and added the little flag end there. And then I had saved one little piece of foam tape for the extra egg that I'm going to add onto the card. But the first thing I want to do is attach our other piece of yellow ribbon. I'm going to slide it underneath the ribbon that we attached to the card And I like to add just a dot of adhesive where I'm going to tie my knot. That way the knot will stay right there. And I just tie one simple knot. One simple knot like that, and then I press it down into that adhesive. And then we're just going to trim the ends a little bit so we don't have a lot of excess ribbon hanging off. Just like so. I love that extra texture that that little ribbon adds. Then I've got this little extra egg. I'm going to add right down here, just above my sentiment, kind of tie it all together. And here is our first card. So cute. Again, you have lots of areas in here if you wanted to add more decorative paper or another foiled element. But the foiled bunnies add just the right touch of shine to this card. And the cute little mouse on the Easter basket. For our next card, we're going to be making a shaker card. So I've got a little packet of our Easter confetti mix. It's got sprinkles, it's got little tulips, Easter eggs, little bunnies, little chicks, little dots, and sparkly confetti in there. It's a super cute mix, perfect for spring and Easter. To start out, I've got a simple, one of our pre-scored, pre-cut A2 side folding card bases. Our card bases are out of our ice rink cardstock, which is a super nice heavyweight 110-pound cardstock. So you can have a nice sturdy card base. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down this streetlight yellow scalloped rectangle piece. That's going to be the first layer on our card base. And then the next thing, we're going to do some foiling, but this is some foiling like we have never done before. So I've got to show you this. So we have our Pink and Main Mink machine, and the makers of the Mink products, which is American Crafts, they have a spray, and we have it on our website in the Fun Finds category under supplies. It's a mixed media product, meaning it's a spray. It's liquid when you spray it. I forgot to bring it in here and have it on my table, but it's something you want to do ahead of time because you have to let it dry. So I took an entire sheet of our Night Sky purple cardstock and I spritzed it with the spray. Just spritz, spritz, spritz all over the paper. And then I let it dry overnight. It doesn't take overnight to dry, but I did it at the end of the day and just left the cardstock there. I was testing it out really to see what was going to happen because I hadn't used it yet. And I let it dry, and so it dries kind of, you can see it on the paper. It's kind of like a little sheen to it. You can see where it's sprayed and splattered on my cardstock, and this is just regular cardstock that I sprayed. So here is a piece of that cardstock, and I put our lilac foil on top of it. Look at the shine. So you get like a splattered foil look. That is something different and unique. Like if you like a little bit of a distressed look, but you also like foiling, this is perfect for you. That spray is so fun. Like I said, you can spray any of your cardstocks or papers, you let it dry, you put the foil on it, run it through your Mink machine, and the foil adheres wherever that spray is on the paper. So fun. This was my test one, and I used the lilac because I thought it would be really pretty to be like tone on tone with the purples. So now we're going to foil this piece for our card, and we're going to foil it with our Pretty in Pink foil. So you put the foil pretty side up on the sprayed piece of cardstock, and we run it through the ink machine. Again, that spray, you let it dry before you foil it. I can't wait to see what this looks like, the pink foil on our purple cardstock with that mink spray. Let's let it cool down a second, and then we'll peel and reveal. Oh my goodness. Check that out. It's so pretty. It's so hard to get exactly what it looks like in person on the camera, but I've got this splattered pink foil all over my purple cardstock. It is super cool. And then guess what we have? We have a foil negative you could put on a solid toner sheet and get another splattered foil look on a colored or a black toner sheet, or even one of our white toner sheets, any of our solid foilable toner sheets. You can add your negative foil to. So cool. You've got to check out that spray. And we have a very limited amount. I bought what I could of it, and hopefully I can get more of it in. Super fun product. Gives a totally different look to your foiling. So we're going to make a shaker card, as I mentioned, and I've got one of our shaker covers. Our shaker covers come in 5 sizes now. This is the small A2, so it's 3 3/4 by 5 when the flaps are folded back, and this one fits nicely on an A2 with a little border around it. That's why I can use the scalloped rectangle. The first thing we want to do is remove the protective film. So I'm going to use our pick up and place tool. I'm going to use the pokey end of it, just to kind of start to pick up that plastic film that's on the front of the shaker cover. You can peel that up, and once I have it started, I just take it and peel it with my hand and then throw this protective cover away. To prepare my shaker cover, I like to kind of pre-fold the flaps back towards the adhesive side so that when I add my panel in there, they are ready to fold over and adhere down. Okay, and then I fold them back out so that I can work with it. I'm going to move my card for a second. So we're going to put the shaker cover flat down on our table with the adhesive sticking up. This is the back side. So we're going to take the card panel that we're going to put inside the shaker cover, and we're going to put it face down into the center of the shaker cover. With one hand, I'm going to hold them both flat down to the table so that they stay nice and flat. Fold one flap over and adhere it to that card panel. I'm going to turn the whole thing around, do the next side, still holding it flat to the table. You want to hold it flat to the table. Then we're going to turn and do it with a third side. Don't jump ahead and do that fourth side yet. We're going to leave that open because now we've created our pocket. Look at that gorgeous piece inside there. I'm going to take my Easter confetti mix and I'm just going to add it right into my shaker pocket. Now we have our shaker pocket filled like you want. You can put as much or as little as you like in there. We're going to turn it back over to the back and we're going to adhere that last flap. Now we have our fun little shaker cover with that beautiful splattered foil in the background. We're ready to add this to our card. I'm going to decorate the front of the shaker cover before I add it to my card front. I did just really simple. I took a strip of plaid paper from our Warm Basics paper pad and a strip that's 1/4 inch wider of our Streetlight yellow cardstock. So I'm going to adhere these two strips together. And then I'm just going to adhere it across the shaker panel, just like so. I like to use a tape runner or dry adhesive when adhering something to the shaker covers. The liquid glue will work, but it just takes a little bit more time to dry. And I don't want things shifting around on me as I'm putting them together here with you. Next up, I've got a little mouse from our mice spring. I've stamped and just cut the sentiment, "No one stacks up to you," that I'm going to put across the bottom of my strip there. Let's do that first. Then I'm going to add our adorable little mouse. And I've got a couple little eggs, extra eggs to add. I'm going to put one on top of his pile that he's carrying, and then I'll just add the other two on this side of our sentiment over here, just like so. We add those. Now we have our fully decorated little shaker front for our card. We want to add this to our card base. To add the shaker covers to your card fronts or card bases, you want to add it with really strong adhesive. You can use liquid adhesive and then put something down on top of it and let it dry. That will work well. Also, our easy tear tapes work really well. This is our 1/2 inch. It's nice, really strong adhesive. Easy to tear by hand, which I love, so you don't have to pull your scissors out or get them gunky with adhesive. You just tear and stick it to what you want to glue down. So that's what I'm going to use to adhere my shaker cover to my card base. And just as with our foam tape, our easy tear tapes, the release paper comes up so easily. I definitely try to come out with products that are easy to use, make crafting easy and stress-free, because it is our fun getaway from everything hobby, right? So we don't want it to be stressful or difficult. So now I'm just going to center this in my little scalloped rectangle, and our card opens up top to bottom. How cute is that? So another fun interactive card, this time a shaker card. We've still got that beautiful foiled element in the background, but it's like splattered with that spray. So fun. For our next card, I've taken another piece of that purple cardstock that I sprayed with the mink spray, but I cut it out with our stitched egg dies, and I'm gonna foil this with our vintage pink foil. It's a beautiful silver foil with striations of pink and lavender. Really gives like a distressed look, so I'm very interested to see how this looks on our sprayed egg. I come up with these card ideas and cut out all the pieces, but I definitely do not make the cards ahead of time or put them together ahead of time, so it's as much a surprise to me as it is to you on how they come out sometimes. I never know how the foil is going to look until it's foiled, but I just have an image in my mind of how I think it's going to come out, and I always cross my fingers and hope for the best. And usually, I have to say, I'm not disappointed. I've got all my little parts and pieces cut out. This time our mouse is from our January mouse set. We have a mouse every month this year, 2025, and this is our January mouse. It's really cute, popping out of an egg. It's got a little chick friend there. And I stamped and colored and cut a second little chick that's part of the stamp set, and a few extra egg pieces. And a little tiny butterfly. Got the butterfly stuck there. All right, definitely can't wait to see. Can kind of see the striations of the foil if I turn it just right in the light. Here we go, peel and reveal. Oh, I love it. Definitely love it. It's like a decorated Easter egg that you just splattered or sprayed with color, except we did it with foil. So this is that mink spray again on the purple cardstock. I just spritzed and sprayed it on there a few times, let it dry. And then this piece I cut out with our stitched egg dies, and I just added foil with the mink machine on top of that spray. Super pretty. So let's start to assemble our card now. Got another fun little Funfold card, very simple, but yet just gives a different look, a different way to open your card. So this started out as a side fold A2 card. I scored it down the middle of the front of the card. So it's 4¼ inches wide. So at 2 1/8 inches, I scored it, and then I folded the front flap back. So you kind of get like a Z. Okay? So we've got that front flap folded back, kind of pops up a little bit. I used one of our Card Cut Essential dies, and I should have written down which set this is. I apologize. It's either 3 or 4 that cuts out these diagonal card pieces with the layering pieces that go in them. I'm using our Rainbow Swirl pattern paper along with our Salon cardstock and our Riverwalk cardstock. So for the background pieces, they're going to be the size of the card. So it's going to go down like so. It's got that nice little diagonal going across. But I'm only going to glue it to this top flap. I only want to glue it to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my glue to this top flap and put both pieces I want on it, right on top of it. All right, so I've got the Riverwalk piece. It's nice pretty turquoise for the top. And I'm just going to line it up. Glue it down to that flap at the top. And the bottom part of the card is from our Salon Pink cardstock. It also just glues to that front flap. So now this is what we have for our card front. Just a nice little diagonal design. Opens up like that with the C. The next thing we're going to do is add our layering pieces to the front of the card. Add that one to the top, and then we'll add this one to the bottom. And I chose a panel and then cut it with the dies so that it would, see how the pattern matches up. Here is our card front so far. I like that little diagonal design, and see how it just kind of opens up like that, like a Z fold. Do you call that a Z fold card maybe? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our shiny sparkly egg right to the front, just right in the center there. Okay, so now we have egg on the front of our card. want to add our sweet Easter greetings across the bottom portion of the egg. And then we'll add our adorable little mouse with his chick friend. I've got the other little chick friend, and I'm actually going to add this one to the inside of the card, just as a little decoration. So I'm going to stick him just right down there in the corner. I think that's really cute. So when you open the card up, you've got that other little chick down there. Got a couple of eggs that I had put with this card, but I don't think it needs the extra eggs. But I am going to add a couple of little butterflies. I'll put my glue where I want them. And they're fairly small. So I'm going to take the wax end of my pick up and place tool and pick them up. It'll pick up small pieces of paper and gems or pearls. Just going to use that wax end to put those small butterflies in place on my card. I use the wax end very gently. It is wax, so it can break. So here's our next card. We've got our little foiled egg, sweet Easter greetings, our little character, and then our little inside with that fun little Z-fold opening. We're not going to do any foiling for our last card, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn the machine off. For our last card, you'll have to excuse my mark there. I think I was eating some chocolate and had chocolate on my finger. Oh my goodness. But we're going to cover that up. Just don't tell anybody, okay? You ever snack while you're crafting? Oh my. So we're going to take an A2 size card and we're going to cut it with our circle flip dies. So our circle flip dies, you're going to put the part with the semicircle right on the front of your card base, and that die has a little guide. It has a metal piece that goes around the corners of your card, so you know exactly where it goes, and it's going to put a score line, and it's going to cut this semicircle here in the front of your card. So here's the front of your card, and that first flap folds back, and then you have a circle showing. And then when you open it, it kind of flips. So hence the circle flip die. So it makes a really fun interactive card. And it's got a bunch of different pieces to decorate the card. So let's get started gluing them down. You've got a couple of dies that cut out the side border pieces, I would say, that go around the semicircle. And I cut these again out of our Rainbow Swirls paper pack. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. There's one side, now then I'll do the other. And then I have one more piece that looks like that, but this one's a little different. These two pieces have a narrow piece right here, whereas the one that I cut out of our blue cardstock is a little wider right there. You see it's a little wider. So that one, the wider one, you can either put it right here on this side because it does border the circle, but see, to get them to look the same on each side, you want to use the narrow one on each side. The wider one looks nice back here. If you want to decorate this side, you put it back here, and when you close it, you really don't see it, but see, as you open it, you can have, you know, some decoration on this back piece as well, but it's not necessary. I just want to add some extra color. You can also use this wider piece on the inside here, which I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's put it on the inside here. So you open your card up flat, and I'm going to add this to the inside right there. So that outside or inside piece. So now I have a few circles that I've die cut that we're going to decorate the card. I have one to put on the front here. I'm just trying to decide where I want which pieces, if that makes sense, because I have different colors. Let's put the pink on one, not that one. I'm still thinking, still deciding, sorry. All right, so I'm gonna put the blue circle on the front of the card. And the die set cuts this stitched circle as well. So I put the blue piece in the center there. I'm going to put this fun pattern piece on the inside. And then dark pink, dress shop pink on the inside back piece. And I just want to make sure I put it so that when you close it, you don't see the pink like poking through, but only see it when you open it. So here's our card as we open it. Okay, we've got that. We open it up and we have decoration on the inside as well. If you wanted to, you could cut another side piece like this and put it over here. But I've just got that other one there, the blue one. So fun. Now let's add our characters to the card. These are from the Mice Spring set. For the front, I'm going to put this cute little mouse and the wheelbarrow full of flowers. And I'm going to pop it up with a little foam tape. All right, just gonna pop it on the front there. So there's our cute little mouse friend on the front. And then I'm gonna open up and I'm gonna decorate the inside of the card. You don't have to decorate all these panels. It does make a super cute card when you decorate the different parts and pieces of it. Let's see if we close this up. All right, definitely want to put my sentiment where it doesn't show from the front. So my sentiment, I think, is going to go just like that on that circle. See, that covers it up. And then I've got some flowers to put around it to embellish it. Oops, I don't want to put it upside down. And the sentiment I used for this says, if friends were flowers, I'd always pick you. So I've got another adorable little mouse here with a watering can that I'm going to put on the other circle on the inside. And I'm going to glue this one down flat to the card. I don't want to put foam adhesive on anything on the inside of the card because I want the inside to be nice and flat. And she fits nicely right there. And as I mentioned, I do have some flowers that I cut. These are from the die set as well as the Mice Spring set, some of the stamped and colored flowers. I'm just going to add some glue first. And then add the flowers where I want them. And then I'll add the flower centers. And then add a little glue where I'm going to add a couple of leaves. And I just kind of shimmy them under the flowers there a bit. And then as accent, I'm also going to add a couple of these stamped and die cut flower pieces. I'm liking that so far. I think I need one more. Also want to make sure that I'm not have anything that looks funny show up on the outside of the card when you close it. So I'm going to push that leaf inward a little bit because it was showing on the outside of the card. And there is our card. We've got our little mouse, the wheelbarrow on the outside. Fun circle flip card, a little mouse on the inside. Little flower arrangements with our sentiment. If friends were flowers, I'd always pick you. So cute. So take a quick look at some of our other cards that we created. We've got our little Z-fold card. We have our Shake, Shake, Shaker card with that beautiful sprayed foiled background. And then our little top flip Funfold card. Thanks so much again for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed these cards that we made with the Mice Spring stamps and dies and more. We made some fun fold and interactive cards. I hope it inspires you to pull out your supplies and create some of your own. You can find all these products and more at pinkandmain.com or at your local retailer. Until next time, my friends, keep living the creative life.